Hello, all my dear friends all over the world. This is Maxine Taylor, America's first licensed astrologer since 1969. And I'm here today with my June 2022 astrology overview, which is the monthly overview for everybody. I want to thank you all for your patience. Some of you have said, "Where's Maxine's forecast? I don't see it. Is she okay?" Oh yeah, I am okay today, and I'll tell you why. My birthday was on Sunday, all right, on Monday, excuse me, but my solar return was Sunday. And the celebrating began Saturday. Today is Wednesday. You're getting the drift of it. So the partying began on Saturday, the solar return partying on Sunday, the regular day on the 30th, which is my birthday, where I recovered. I needed a day to recover, and actually needed 2 days to recover. And so I'm back, and I never left. And so you have to understand, it's your birthday only once a year and your solar return once a year. For those of you, by the way, who don't know what a solar return is, let me explain. And for those of you who do know what the solar return is, please forgive me for repeating what you already know. Okay. Once a year, the sun, as it's circling, returns to its natal place in your birth chart. And when I say your natal place, I mean the degree, the minute, and the second exact to when you were born. And this solar return can occur anywhere from 2 degrees before your birthday to 2 degrees after your birthday, okay? And that is really the birthday. Now, the solar return chart is different every year. It occurs at a different time every year. Even if it fell on your birthday, it could be at 2 o'clock in the morning and you were born at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So what I do, because the solar return chart is a snapshot of the coming year, I read it as a separate chart. And a lot of people, most people don't know about the solar return chart. But if you do, you may notice I don't offer it as one of my offerings, simply because most people don't know what it is. So now that you know, you may be interested. So let me know if you are, and I'll put something up on my website, or I'll have my dear friend Rob, my webmaster, do that. All right. So thank you for your patience. And it's June. It's June. Where did the time go? So what I want to mention to you, and I've been talking about this for a while, and finally, it's ready. My book, my first astrology book that I wrote in 1973, has been updated, and I did it recently to include more information on the north and south nodes of the moon. And so it is updated. It is now also an e-book, and you can get it online. So many of you have asked, what about an ebook? Because that's how you like to get your books nowadays. Others like to hold it in their hand. I'm of the generation that likes to hold it in my hand and write in the margins. That's just old school, I know, but it just is. That's where the neural pathway is for me. But those of you, or should I say, and those of you who like to have your books on Kindle or in ebook form that you can carry around on a tablet or on your phone, it is now available. Another thing that I want to mention to you very quickly is that, and some of you have taken advantage of this. You know, I have a technique called Take Back Your Life. It's incredibly powerful. It helps you see your whole entire life story. It takes 3 hours. I mean, it's mind blowing, or it can be mind blowing. It's thrilling. If I have done your Take Back Your Life session, you are ready for subsequent sessions. And the one that I'm offering now is Take Back Your Money. Now, if you haven't done the basic Take Back Your Life session, what I found is that as I go through money with you, you automatically do the Take Back Your Life. And so what I've seen is that that's level 1. Level 2 are all of these other topics like social life, career, health, etc. So if I've done Take Back Your Life with you, and keep in mind that the way you do anything is the way you do everything, you are ready for Take Back Your Money. And I think the timing on this is really good because so many people are saying, where'd my money go? Oh, gasoline. Yeah. So that's what I'm making available to you. All right. Announcements. Have you noticed that this Mercury retrograde has been a humdinger? I can't believe how retrograde life has become. And by that, I mean confused, unsettled, dizzying, etc. I'm happy to report that Mercury is going to go direct on June 4th. Actually, it'll go direct on the 3rd and will be direct in direct motion on the 4th. Then, of course, when it goes direct, it moves into the shadow, and it will be in the shadow till June 18th. In the shadow, it feels like Mercury is retrograde. It's not, but it feels like it. It is the way I look at the second shadow. We have one before it goes retrograde and one after it comes out of retrograde. The way I see the second shadow is it's a second opportunity to tie up the loose ends that I intended to tie up when Mercury was retrograde, but life was too confusing then to do it. So this retro will soon be over. All right. All right. Now let's talk about what all's going on, shall we? The sun, the giver of life, is in Gemini. And those of you who are like me, who are born under the sign of Gemini, we feel that the minute the sun goes into Gemini. If you're born in Taurus, you will feel it the minute the sun goes into Taurus. Same thing for Scorpio or Aquarius. So for those of you who are very empathic, you tend to feel the change in the sign. You're not crazy. You're not losing your mind. You're just incredibly sensitive. So Gemini is a sign of communication, ideas, sharing ideas. Gemini gets bored easily. And so when the sun is in Gemini, you can imagine how life has been for the Gemini, because we just want to get out of the house. We want to do something. We want to have fun. And of course, as we all know, we've had COVID for 2 years. And so there's been a certain amount of frustration, not just for Geminis, but for people for the world. And if you have any planets in Gemini, like the moon or Venus, etc., you will feel the same symptoms of, just wanting to bust loose. Okay, on June 21st, the sun moves into sensitive, psychic, intuitive Cancer. And to Cancer, home and family are number one. And so the energy is totally different. This is a great time to renovate the house if you have the wherewithal to do it. It's a good time to buy and sell. Of course, when Mercury comes out of retrograde and the shadow, that's the best time. And it will be, the sun goes into Cancer on the 21st and comes that. Still feeling the retro. The lips are not working as a team yet. Mercury will not go direct until between the 3rd and the 4th. And so we're out of the woods as far as the sun going into Cancer is concerned, because then you can start new projects relating to home and family, picking up the pieces with family members. Sometimes we need to do that. Okay. Now, Venus, the planet of love and money and beauty, has been in its own sign, Taurus. And Taurus loves all the beautiful things in life, starting with food. Your Taurian people will say, let's have a meeting at a restaurant, because Taurus loves the basics in life: money, food, the security of a routine. Gemini says, give me a routine, I will go bananas. I can't do it, a routine. I need to be free. Taurus says, I need the structure of a routine. Okay? And so here's Venus having been in Taurus and staying in Taurus till the 22nd, when then it moves into Gemini too. And the love nature of the world becomes more active, more looking around at what's going on. And so there's more love of communication, love of short distance travel, love of sharing ideas. It's wonderful. Mercury, the planet we've been talking about, rules communication. It rules our mouth and our minds. And I watch, when I watch the news, when Mercury is retrograde, that is when the sportscasters, the newscasters, the announcers just trip over their words. Just keep your eyes open and notice. It always tickles me. And there have been times when I've said, Mercury's retrograde, just reread the script. So Mercury is in Taurus until the 13th, when it moves into its own sign, Gemini. And then look out, because with Mercury and Gemini, everybody's going to be talking all over the world, writing, texting. It's communication, correspondence, and transportation. And as I promised, on the 18th, Mercury leaves the shadow of the retrograde. Yay. And last but not least, Mars. Mars is the planet of action and energy. It's war, it's sex, it's energy of all types. Mars has been and will continue to be in its own sign, Aries, this entire month. And so if you look, of course, I'm going to go through your solar forecast with everybody's solar forecast and the following 12 videos. But if you will find Mars in Aries in your birth chart, you will see where your energy is focused, where you will do well throwing yourself into action, and which will come first to you. Now we've got a full moon on June 14th, all right? This particular full moon is in 23 degrees Sagittarius. Now, as you know, things come to a head on the full moon, and I'll be talking about this in detail for your sign when I get into those videos, as soon as I post this on YouTube. Okay, So find 23 Sagittarius in your birth chart, because that is where things come to a head. And if you know it, you can plan accordingly. Things get tense just before the full moon. It's like a balloon, and you filling it with air and you're blowing it up and blowing it up. And then there is that one breath too many, and the balloon pops. That's the full moon. And wherever it lands, that's the area of life in which things will come to a head. Now you might say, is this good or bad? Well, I can't make a judgment call because it varies, not only from chart to chart, but from person to person. Because bad is a judgment and good is a judgment, it's going to give you the opportunity to bring things to a head. So plan ahead. Now, and then 2 weeks later, we have a new moon on June 28th in 7 Cancer. Now, Cancer is a very sensitive sign, as we know. It is incredibly intuitive and empathic. And so this, wherever the new moon is, that is where energy begins to move forward. In the sign Cancer, we're talking about home, family, and real estate, and all of those things that make everyone feel secure. So use this to plan. Get your plan now. You do not want to start a new project, and you do not want to have a big event on the dark of the moon. The dark of the moon is 2 or so days before the new moon. So once again, the new moon is on the 28th. Don't plan a party. Don't get married. And you might be saying, wait a minute, we've already made all the plans. Well, find an astrologer who will find you a great date to get married before the dark of the moon. Even going to a justice of the peace. And then having the service, that's perfectly fine. And you and your spouse have a little secret between the two of you, which is that you were married on a wonderful day and not the one on the dark of the moon. Okay, I have spoken. So, I hope that you will enjoy the forecasts following this particular overview. And once again, may the stars shine brightly on you and yours. Bye for now.